Hello, lovely trendsters. Welcome back again to our new journey on building Amazon post page. Is it product page or post? Amazon post page. Yeah. So those who are part of the group, we agreed to build this Amazon post a product page. Yeah. And today is the first day we are going to start building it. In today's section, we are only going to build the header component. We're only going to build the header component. When I say the header component, this, we're going to build only this part. Okay. So without much I say, let's get into it already. Okay, so I believe most of you watching this video have already watched the first section where we set up our HTML, our first project. We place it on GitHub and eventually place it live on Netlify. So we are just going to start from where we began. Okay, please, if you are facing any challenges, just take a picture of it and put it on Trendshub. I'll be very happy to. That much I say, let's get on it with it. So first of all, I'm going to put the image in our group. I'm going to put it on Trendshub first and share the link in the group so that you check it out. And also everything that we are going to do here, the logo and everything is going to be shared on Trendshub. The link will be shared in the group for you to check it out. Okay. Okay, so let's start. All right. So what we are going to do is, first of all, I would want to explain what we are going to do. Okay. So you see this, the header. We are taking only the header component. Let me see if I can crop it. That would be very great. For what we are doing. Okay, have it. Save it. Okay, so this is what we are building today. Okay, all right. I'm going to watch this video to build the same thing. So first of all, we want to change our title. Let me first of all open the browser. Let me open it. I showed you guys how to go live browser. Go live and I have to delete effective. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it widely. Now we have what we are going to build. I mean, this is our page. So what we want to do is we want to change the title. Amazon product page. Okay. All right. So you can see it is changing lively. I have explained all these things before. So what we are going to do is, most of the times when writing the header component, HTML has an inbuilt meta tag called the header. Okay, so we are going to use the header is all right. So I'm just going to create the header tag, and then we'll be using some style, some CSS in the product that we are doing now. So what we want to do is we want to open our files, create a new file, and call it our styles.css. That is where we are going to put styles. Okay, going to press and going to go back and call and link the HTML codes to the style.css. This is how you link it. Just press on the L, wait, look for the link tag, or you can write everything all over again. Okay, so when you write everything all again, or you use my style, then at the href, what I want you to do is I want you to press on this, and it's automatically going to give you the files in the root directory. Okay, so then you select the style.css. If it doesn't give you, just write this and write the style.css. Okay, then guess what, it's automatically linked for us. If you want to test if it's linked, I'm just going to come here and type body tag. We call the body tag and we give it a background color of black. See if it is really working. It is working. If you're facing challenges, I'm glad to help. Now the CSS, when you come to a website, yeah, there are three things involved. There is the basic of the website, and there is the styling aspect. There is one thing that makes it lively, that makes it think like a human being. So when I'm explaining a website, using the scenario of a human being, I say HTML is more like the skeleton of the human, yeah, and the CSS is like the beauty. See a fine girl, she has a very beautiful nose, she has a very beautiful eyes. That is the HTML, that is the CSS. The CSS is responsible for styling the website, and the JavaScript is responsible for giving life to the website. They say when you click this, it should respond like this, it should respond like that. That is the job of this JavaScript. So in our case, we are going to just use HTML. Okay, okay. So let's continue. All right. Let me just click on the image to see what we are going to do. So you see this, we are going to divide it into sections. See, in our last meeting, somebody asked, what was a div and how do you use a div? This is where you need a div. Okay, so you realize that this header component has, I am seeing three major containers. That is where we have our logo. Let me just press here. That is where we have our logo, where we have our search bar, and where we have the user detail. You understand? So this is 3. I hope I'm not disturbing the screen. This is 2. This is 1. Okay. So in our case, we are going to create how many containers? We are going to create 1, 2, 3 containers. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go back. So this is what we are going to build. So our first container, we are going to write our first div or container. Okay. And this container is literally going to contain only our image. That is our logo. Okay. Going to contain our logo. For now, we don't have the logo yet. And we are going to have another div. That div is going to contain our what? Our search bar. Okay. The div is going to contain not only our search bar, it's going to contain our category drop down. Okay. So what I want you to do is, I would want us to create another div inside the div, because you're going to have a span. All these are HTML tags. Okay. You're going to have a span, and we're going to call the span category. Okay. Categories. That is it. Okay. And after that, I think there's going to be an icon here. We don't have the icon yet. We are just going to leave it blank. Okay. Just going to leave it. Now I'm going to come here. What again do we need here? We need our input box. Okay. The input box has no placeholder. Or we can choose not to even have any input box. We can choose not to have any input. We can just add this guy here. Have only this guy. Have our search. As I said, it don't have our icon. Just going to blank. Okay, then I'm just going to press E. That means down. This means that we are going to add our icons, but for now I want to represent it with. Okay, now that we are done with this, what I want you to do next is, now we have our first div. Our first div. This is our first div. I'm going to give it a call. This is our first div or container. Okay, and going to call this, what I'm doing is I'm commenting. Comment is a way of, describing your code, so that anytime you visit your code, you don't forget or you don't get confused. Okay, I'm going to write, this is our second div or container. Okay, now this is our second div or container. Now we are going to create our last div. Okay, our last div is going to have a whole lot of icons. Just going to press on the div. The short way of calling a div is press dot and, okay, dot and enter. Okay, all right. So I'm going to label this to this our last container. Okay. Now our last container happens to have icons. Okay, we have 1, 2. All right. So I don't want to be writing span. We are going to use the spam tag. So I'm just going to write span, and I multiply it by 3 because we need only 3 icons. then I have it. Okay, then I'm going to break it down like this, break the other one too down like that, and I have my three icons. That is what I'm going to, right. The last thing I want to have is a user profile. I'm just going to create a div container. Okay, I'm going to put the image tag inside. Okay, image tag inside. Give it an alternative. When the image does not look error, okay, I'm going to explain everything. Just get ready for it. I think here too we have our last icon, and this is the basic structure of what we are going. Everything is structured here, as you can have almost everything. Okay, so this is what I know you don't understand everything you are seeing here, but this is the basic structure of what we want to do. This is a literally a basic structure of what we want to have. Okay, so let's just be patient and wait as we continue building. What I want you to do now is I want you to go to your favorite browser and let's look for Amazon logo. Okay, let's find the Amazon logo. It has it. Use this. Let's press on control. Just going to save it. Going to choose our folder. Our folder is called with trends. I'm just going to put it there. Just going to rename it to logo. Okay, so it's going to be logo.png. Save it. When I save it, I'm now going to give this an alternative of logo. Okay, okay, and I'm going to call our logo here. It should be here. Didn't save it here. Just like a little saved it. Saved it in a folder. Okay, now I have my logo. All right, so now let's call our logo. I'm going to call our logo now. How do we call it? Backslash. Automatically going to call it. Now we have our logo. Okay, we have our logo. Now I want us to start laying out things. That at least we have a everything is scattered. So now, how are we going to identify these containers? That is when class comes in. You can identify a container in a CSS file by using the tag or the class name or the ID. In our case, we're going to use the tag and class name. Okay, so what we are going to start doing is we're just going to start styling our stuff. Okay, just going to press on the when you're calling a tag, you don't have to use any dot. You have to call the name of the tag. Now we have our header tag here that has all these. What I want us to do is now see they are all in the same line and they are separated evenly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call the display the flex. Flex means it should be in the same line. Okay, I'm going to it's automatically gets info. Justify items to be spaced between. I'm going to give it space between them evenly. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give space between them evenly. Now, when I'm done with that, looking at the image to build it, like I have to put it as not have the image on my second watch what. All right, so I have it displayed flex. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do now. That's what I'm going to do. No, it can get quite confusing if you don't take care. Okay, so now we have this. What are we going to do next? What I want us to do next is now let's try and start our third container. Okay, this is our third container. So before we start our third container, we need to give it an identifier. Okay, I'm going to give it an identifier, that is the class, and I'll call it middle container. Okay, now I have my middle container. Good. What do I need in my middle container? I want the middle container have, I'm going to call the middle container. If it's a class, this is how you call it, the dot and the name of the class name. Okay, I'm going to have background color. I think I need to give the entire body a gray color. That's what the image look like. I'm going to give the body a background of I can give it a white smoke color. Okay, then I can give this container a background of white. Okay, good. Let's see what we have here. Now it looks like everything is compiled, everything is too close to each other. So let's see. Let's give our header a background color and see what we have. The width of our container. Header container. Let's give it a background color of red. Okay, it looks like it's taking the entire, okay, it's taking the entire width, but our content in our container is not able to take entire width. This is the problem. Okay, and we have this header. Header has 3 containers. These are the containers, and the containers have no nothing. Let me just put power here to see. That means it is not splitting as we expect it to. Let's give it a width of 100%. 100%. Let's see. No, it's still not splitting. Nice. What we are going to do is, although it's still not splitting, that does not mean we are going to stop. We're going to proceed. So what we are going to do is we are going to touch on this. Here we have our logo. We're going to give it a class name logo. Okay, that logo, we'll call it here. Call it logo, and we'll give it width. Let's say 40 pixels. Give it a height of same 40 pixels. Okay, now we have this. What we have to do next is let's go down. I think 40 pixels is to give it 30. Are you paying attention? All right, so I think the 30 is okay. So let's double check why our thing is not spaced. I think I found the problem. Not supposed to be justify item. It's supposed to justify content. Space between. That is what we need. Okay. You can see it has been split into 3. Okay. Let's continue. Looks like our image is still big. That's fine. Now we've given the container of the image a specific width and height. What we have to do now is we need to call our container where the image is, call the image itself, and tell the image that please take the width of your mother container, that is 100%. Okay, and go back again and go and take the width of your, take the height of your parent container, that is also 100%. Okay, now we have it. Now it looks like it's not even displaying well, so what we have to do is we have to call the object fit to be contained cover, right? It covers the entire width and height of the container. Now our image is okay, but it looks quite small. So what I'm going to do is just going to make it pixel. 50 pixels is still not enough because looking at our image, that's not what we have. So I'm just going to increase one more. Now we have it. It's still not enough. So 100. Let me just do it. Okay, now we have our image. Now what we are going to do now is, let me just open it and let's see what we have. Good. We are cooking. So what we have to do next is, I think we are almost done with our header. One more thing to do is to, let's give our logo border radius a little bit curvy. Pixels. Okay, that is okay. Now let's move to our middle component. Now our middle component have some things that we need to handle. What are the things? One of them is, now you can see the image. I mean, if you look at the image, realize that, look at the image. What you say is that the middle or the third, this is the second. This is the second container or the second div. The second div has a background color, right? That has a content, but the content is split into two. Okay, and it has specific width. Okay, what we are going to do is just going to take it back to where it was. Continue with what we are doing. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to give it a justify content space between, need it to be divided, and I'm going to give it a display of a lex. Okay, I'll have this, but it's still not enough. I need to give it a width. I'm just going to give it a width of, let's say, 50%. Now it's not centered. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do it, going to write line items to be centered. Now looks like it's shifted to the corner. Yes, we need to give it a padding of, just follow along. Okay, if you don't understand anything, please post it on the. I'm going to give it a padding of 4 pixels, and looking at what I have here is not enough. I'm going to give. Now it looks like from the image we have quite rounded. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give it a border radius of 20 pixels. Now that we have this, like our box is big, we'll go to it. Anyways, what we are going to do is, we are just going to increase the height. Let's test the waters. Let's give it a height of what it origin. I'm going to do it. Just going to give. Oh, okay. Like in this more. Like in this one more time. I'm just going to decrease it to 40 pixels. Okay. And looks like I have to decrease this one. Okay, because I think this is almost done. So get prepared. Now I think it's about time we start adding our logos to it. What do you say? And from the image, you get to realize that there is a thin borderline down there. Can you see the image? There's a thin borderline down there. What we're going to do is, we are first going to come here and test something. We want to test something. Okay, let's give our header background color of red ones. Now you notice that it automatically gives margin and padding, but we don't want that. We want everything to be in our control. What we have to do is, we have to give it, the body itself, a margin of 0 pixels, a padding of 0 pixels, because we don't want that. We want to control everything ourselves. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to come here, because we need that thin border line, and give it a border of 1 pixel. It's so thin. Give it a solid color and make it gray. Gray is thin. Okay, Now let me clear the white and see what we have. Gray is too big, not that too visible and so clear. So I'm going to give it a white since our BG is book. This is okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to give the header a padding so that there are spaces for this. I'm going to give it a padding of 5 pixels. No, it's still not enough, so let me do it 10 pixels in pixel. 10 pixels, 10 pixels. Okay, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, almost done. Now it's about time we start integrating our icon. So in our case, what we are going to do is we are going to go to our browser and type and look for what? Font icon. Okay, font icon. Now that we have our font icon, so press on the first link, wait for it to come, wait, 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 it is in. Font awesome, I don't want to update. Okay, okay, like this is font. We need to go back and press on the next. It's the same thing, but that's not the page where I want us to go. So let's come here. This is what you are expected to see. I would log in. If you don't have an account, you need to create an account. Okay, if you have an account, font awesome. When you press on the login, wait for it to load. Just like my internet is quite pardon me. Okay? Need to get this done before I have it. Right, now I have it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to quite need to go to your kit. Okay, when you go to your kit, what I want you to do is go down. When you are going to see something like this. Okay, what you have to do is press on it, scroll down. It's going to give you a link. Okay, what I want you to do is copy the link, go back to you. Okay, go back to our code, go to our HTML, go over it down and put a link there. Okay, now we can use our icons. Are you ready for some icon filling? All right, so let's go. First icon that we want to use is, let me go and icon. Want to use a down icon. Okay, down. Widely. They are all paid. Hey, all pro. So the pro is paid. Okay. Okay, we are just learning. We're just going to copy the. Go down here. Where do we need our first down? And our icon should come. Okay. Now we have our icon. Okay. It wouldn't look like what we have because we don't want to go this pattern. Pardon me. Now we have our icon here. Let's start styling icon. Let's get our search icon. One. Go back. Put it down. Oh, but before we proceed, I'm going to give this a class name because I have to style this variable. What I'm going to call it is I'm going to call it category. Let me just call it cat. Okay. I have a cat. I'm going to call the cat class. The cat class. I want the display X alignment to be centered. I want a gap because it's too close. Let's give it a gap of 4 pixels. 4 pixels. Let's give it a okay. So what? Consider from the image, the icon is not that deep. The icon is a little bit gray. I'm going to call cat icon for the I tag. Okay, I tag. We know we have the icon. I'm going to change the color. Gray. Okay, good. This is what we want. And the cat, the word cat itself, that is the span. It's kind of bold, so I'm going to make it the font size to be bold. Okay, bold. Yeah, I think the gap is not enough. I'm going to make it. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. This is what we have. What we have. That is what we. Okay, right part. So now let's go to our third. Right now, do you know where we are? We are on our third container. We are going to start working on patient. We're almost done. Just going to copy this guy, put this guy down here, then let's start working. So now here we have how many icons? We have 1 2 3 4. So the first icon is bookmark icon. Just going to write even giving of it. If you are not finding the bookmark, well, okay, that's the book. Now the first one is the bookmark. Good. The second one is the mic, like a call line. So let me just write a call. What they are going to do. Going to use it. And the third one was shopping cart. I'm going to type cart. Okay. One was a shopping cart. Hey, what is this? Meow. All right, so I'm just going to copy the link like this. Come down here, put it there. Okay. The last one is just a user profile. Let me just pick around. Who should I pick? Who should I pick? Um, random, random man, Africa. Random man from Africa is giving me shared images of human. That's not what. I'm just going to pick this woman, this man. Into post it, paste it. Guys, are you with me now? The image is too big and it's taking everything, but that's fine. Oh, fine. Okay. Now, last icon is the menu icon. Our last icon is the menu icon. Okay. Menu, menu, or more. Oh, I'm not getting the icon that we want. I'm not getting the icon that we dot. getting it. I'm not getting what we want, bro. Excuse me. So what I want you to do is let's just skip the last like you're not getting it. Now, this is what we have. Quite messy page with no design with image class. We are going to fix. First of all, I want us to tackle our image. I'm going to give this image class name. Container that the image is in, class name profile. Profile. In that profile, I'm going to call it here because that is what is taken to must need to attend. I'm going to call the profile, give it a width of 40 pixels, a height 40 pixels. Then after that, what do I have to do? That will be all for now. Let's call the profile, the image thing that is inside. Give it a width 100%, a height. Okay, this is what we have. Let's give it an object of cover. Okay, let's give it a border radius 10 pixels. Good. No, we want this to be 50 pixels because profile pictures are normally pixels like that, but it's still not what we want. So let's keep on cooking. All right. What we have to do is we have to give our third component container class name. We're going to call it third, third container. In our third container, what we want to do is we want to come up here, call our third container, and give it a display of flex. Yeah, so it will become one line. Align items to be centered. Okay, justify content to be space between. It's not going to give. It's not going to make. Then let's see. Okay, so let's give our container background color red. That's the size of our. I think we should. Now it's pushing our image away. Our middle component. That's not what we want. 30% off. So what we're going to do is let me give it a gap in gap. Shift. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to target the main container header, right? Okay. I'm going to give it a padding right of 20 pixels so that it shifts the entire container. Then we shift padding right of the. Let me margin. No, I don't like the way it is. Let's decrease. It's okay. Now we have it. First of all, we want the content to be color to be gray. One is not just like our logo to it. We are going to logo class, give it margin. Okay, now this is what we have. But then it's still not enough because looking at what we have here, I see there are some border colors around like that, and okay, not done it. We are going to do it before we end this section. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back. Let's go back like this. Look for where I have my, where do I have my span? That container, that container has a span, right? That span, we want to give it a background white. Okay, give it a background of white, give it a padding. Now I want us to increase the font size of the icon. Font size should be, now let's continue. Let's give our border radius, so it's rounded, but it's not what we want because we need to give width, height, height. Now that we've given it a width and a height, you know what we have to do? What we have to do is, I think the width and height is, now we need to center the content. I'm going to put display of text, yeah, align item, and justify content. Boom, have it sent. Okay, well done. Okay, so I think although it doesn't look exactly like what we have because of our down icon here, doesn't look exactly like this because of this icon. Maybe the tray we are going to do. But if you were able to accomplish this yourself, I want you to clap for yourself. Before we complete, we are going to push it to our GitHub account. Okay, so you all have created a GitHub account. That's what we're using. I want you to open your terminal, press on the file, new terminal, write this command with me: git add, git commit, and give it what the title you want to. In our case, we're going to call it "We started working on Amazon for Amazon website," right? Right, git origin is what? In. Now I'm done. Now let's go to our GitHub profile. Just type GitHub and wait for it to load. Go to your GitHub profile, go to your profile and search for the repository. Okay, and this is what we've done. If you go to the repository, code with Trendshub, We're going to see that we just made our commit. We started working on Amazon Web. This is added. Now we are going to work, as I said, we've already deployed it to Netlify. We are going to sync the changes we've done onto our Netlify platform. Then we call it a day. The assignment for the day is you are supposed to complete to where we've reached and send it to me in the group. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back here, and automatically the changes have reflected. When I open a link and I check, boom, we already have it working. We didn't do anything to our Netlify. Our website has already been updated. So clap for yourself if you're able to achieve this. Let me see your hands. Let me clap for yourself. All right. That will be it for now. I would say happy coding, and don't forget to keep up trend with the trends. So go to Trendshub. Everything that you don't understand about what we just learned, you can post it on. You can find me on Trendshub. That's my user profile. Back with you, follow me and I'll follow you back. Have a good night. Bless. I'm going to put a video here. So after everything, I'm going to get it here. Okay. Thank you very much for